I personally know what it's like to have relationship after relationship where I feel like my person is not all in with me. And these abandonment wounds played out so much for me that I honestly question if I was ever going to manifest the love of my life, if I was ever going to get married and have the family I so desperately wanted. If you have abandonment wounds or you play out the pattern of not being shown up for in relationships, I want you to know you can overcome that to manifest the greatest love of your life. In this video, I'm going to dive into exactly how to do that because healing your abandonment wound is one of the best things you can do to manifest that all in relationship. Before I jump in, I want you to know I have a new free PDF for you. Just type marriage in the comments below and you will get this ebook that contains 18 affirmations to manifest marriage this year. Also stick around until the end of the video where I'm going to share with you about a training you can take to manifest marriage as quickly as possible. Okay, let's jump into the video. The first step is for you to realize that this wound is for you to heal. So here is the tricky thing about the abandonment wound. We essentially want another person to heal it for us. And that makes sense because it's a relational wound. It happens when someone isn't showing up for you and when you have that pattern over and over and over again. But here's the tricky thing about this. Once you are enacting the pattern of the abandonment wound, the inevitable thing is for someone not to show up for you. So as adults, it is our responsibility to heal our abandonment wound essentially on our own. And when we learn to heal it on our own, we start creating new relationships with other people. So in the next steps, I'm going to tell you exactly how to heal your abandonment wound so you can start creating a totally new type of relationship for yourself. The second step for you to heal your abandonment wound is to start tracking and taking care of your inner child. So what does this mean? Let me give you an example from my own real life. I am the mom of a toddler right now, and a lot of what I do with her is I track her, which means I'm paying attention to her. And I'm not only paying attention to her to make sure she doesn't go digging in dirt or getting hurt in some way, but I'm paying attention to her to evoke the feeling that someone else is present with her. Many of us have abandonment wounds because we didn't feel a consistent experience of someone being really, really present with us. And now, because it is our job to heal that abandonment wound, that means it's our job to be present with our inner child. So your inner child is the part of you that sometimes feels left, sometimes feels alone, sometimes feels like no one's paying attention. And your job is to create a practice where you're paying attention to that part of yourself. By paying attention to that part of yourself, you're giving that part the exact thing that it needs. So here is exactly how you do that. Anytime you are feeling left or alone, just start talking to that part of yourself. You can put a hand on your heart, you can wrap your arm around yourself, and you can say things like, I love you, I am here for you, I know it feels awful right now, but I want you to know you are loved and cared for. Just by talking to your inner child and tracking them or paying attention to them, you're creating this whole new experience of not being abandoned. And this is a key element to you healing this wound in your life. The third step is for you to realize that no one is perfect. So this definitely doesn't get talked about enough, but here is the reality about people and about people in relationships. Most of us have wounds. That means a lot of us can really relate with feeling left or abandoned or not wanted. And a lot of us can relate with feeling taken over or like we don't have enough space. These are kind of the main wounds that we have in relationships, the abandonment or the engulfment. And almost everyone has some sense of this in their life. When we realize that everyone is struggling with a little bit of something, we don't feel so alone. It is really easy for us to look out there on social media and just create a story in our mind that everyone else is perfect and that you're the only one going through this. And that just is not true. I talk about this with my therapist all the time, and it really helps me go into perspective that, hey, we are humans here. We're all working through something. And when you recognize that, it will just help you feel not so alone. And this is a key thing that's going to help you heal this abandonment wound for good. Step number 4 is for you to see the beauty in yourself. So self-love is really, really important, especially when healing your abandonment wound. You want to start to see how incredible you are. You want to see how beautiful you are. And when you do, you are going to start to receive other treatment from other people out there. I know for myself, when I started doing gentle self-love, this was back in the day, several years ago, that's when I saw the biggest change in my life when it came to romantic relationships. I went from feeling like someone who was not shown up for, I was pretty insecure, I was enacting these patterns that did not feel good to me, to becoming a woman who really believed that men were going to show up for me and show me the love that I really, really wanted. So definitely implement self-love. It is a key component to you healing this abandonment wound for yourself and creating a whole new reality in relationships. If you are truly serious about manifesting marriage with your forever partner this year, definitely type marriage in the comments below. Not only will you get my new free PDF, but you will be invited into a training called Single to Engaged to Married in less than a year. You don't want to miss this training. I really give my best in-depth processes to you manifesting marriage. Also, if you want to know how I brainwashed myself at 40 years old to manifest the love of my life and to go on to get married to him very soon after, definitely watch this video next. Thank you so much for being here with me in this video. I love being here with you. I'll see you soon. Bye.